Hello once again, Warhammer Fantasy fans. This is Warhammer with Sheeb. Sheeb here giving you another battle report. This time it's a tournament I went to in my hometown of Calgary this past week. I brought my Dark Elves and I'm facing off against a Vampire Count's army. It was a wonderful opponent named Adam. It was stellar. This game was quite comical. It was quite short, as you'll see. There was a lot that went wrong for him. But it was still an interesting and fun game, and I'm still learning my new Dark Elf list. I've only played this list a couple times before. I decided to not make battle reports of those previous two games because they were slaughters, and I was making all kinds of mistakes with my army. I completely forgot that Dark Elves have always strike first. Although I did always strike first, that means I could also do rerolls. And then my Murderous Prowess, rerolling ones. Yeah, it was just awful. So I'm not going to do battle reports for them. I'm ashamed I was even mentioning this, but I did remember, and Adam helped me remember this game around, and so this helped my score a little bit. So we have up here, I have my 2 units of 5 Doomfire Warlocks. I have Morathia on a Dark Pegasus, Cold One Chariot, Repeater Bolt Door, 2 units of 5 Dark Riders, with my General, who's on a Dark Steed, joining the unit, and I have 30 Corsairs with my BSB. And then you see I have 5 Shades scouting on the top left, his Terrorgeist, Graveguard, unit of zombies, Cryptors, Corpse Cart, dogs. What do we have on the next slide? We have more dogs. Oh yeah, those are the dogs from previous. And then a unit of zombies. And actually, sorry, these are ghouls. And then I have 5 more Shades, 12 Dark Shards, Repeater Crossbow. So those are the armies. That's how we deployed. The scenario for this tournament game is there is a Troubadour Wizard who is inside one of these pieces of terrain. And we have to search these houses and rivers to see if we find the Troubadour. We're not going to do that till turn 2 because that gives us a bonus objective. But that's the idea of the game. And whoever controls him can cast spells and ultimately is worth a lot of victory points. So let's get down to it. He deploys and vanguards up like that, which is good, and he is able to be within his general's march allowance, so he moves his Terrorgeist right up into position, which is to be expected, to try and scream off Morathi. And his ghouls say they want nothing to do with that house or those shades, and they march away. His magic phase is where everything unfolds for him. He tries to cast Van Hel's Dance Macabre off, and he gets it irresistibly. Low-level spell, double 6s. All right. So he moves everyone up forward, and then he places the small round template, and he survives. Leading his army is actually Manfred. In this tournament, we had half points off special named characters. So Morathi costs something like 180 points instead of like the 300 and some odd points that she is with the Dark Pegasus. So Manfred, normally costing a lot of points himself, comes in at a pretty reasonable cost. And why wouldn't you take him if you have Vampire Counts? Probably don't get to use him that much. Anyways, he loses that spell and takes a bunch of zombies out. He then tries to cast Raise Dead for a small unit of zombies. And as you can see, irresistibly cast that. And it is not going good for him. So he does raise those zombies. Love the green glowing eyes. But it's a large template, and Manfred gets sucked into the void. So he's gone, and now his army's going to start to crumble, which is terrible. The unit of zombies he was bunkered in just gets devastated and then dies from crumbling. The corpse cart dies. The dogs all die. The unit he just raised died. The Terrorgeist gets all but 1 wound taken off him. He does manage to scream off a couple Warlocks, though, before he's out of there. So, good for him. The ghouls, they don't have... I don't think any of them died. Either that or 10 of them died. Alright, so my turn. He just moves all forward, trying to get up in my face. I decide, since this is turn 2... Oh, I let him go first. Actually, he stole first turn. Sorry, my bad. He stole first turn, so this is my first turn. Getting close... I'm deciding to I've decided to not search the buildings, but enter the buildings because the scenario allowed us to do that, just for a bit of extra protection. And here's a look at the board, and we have this lovely window that's casting this ray of sunshine on our game. All right, so I sort of set up to receive his oncoming charge of 3 units, and hopefully I can bolt throw off that Terrorgeist. During my magic phase, I could shot him, I could have spirit leeched him, or I could have charged him, but I figured repeater bolt throwers, they got to do something for me this tournament, and they were able to take out the Terrorgeist. So here's a look at some of my spells: Doombolt, Soul Blight, Spirit Leech, the Crest of Laneth, plus another one that I don't think really came into play. It may have been a Purple Sun. So there's the picture of the Terrorgeist gone. His units have moved up because of Van Hel's Dance, and they're getting really close up into my lines. This is his second turn of moving closer. No marching, but still coming close enough. And I was just happy to sit back and wait to see if he gets anything off. I do aggressively move Marathi out, and I'm doing a Soul Blight on that unit, try to lower their strength and toughness, but he dispels that. Next I try to Doombolt it, and I managed to get a few wounds off, but not having a very strong magic phase. Those were the only spells I was able to get off. I was pretty comfortable with my charge distance. Figured that one of them could make it. I mistakenly put the Dark Rider unit a little bit closer to them, and I moved my Cold One Chariot back further. I would have much rather him charge my Bolt Thrower, which I purposely left out front, hopefully that he would charge it, and then maybe I could get a couple of flanks. But Adam's a seasoned player, and he knows how to deal with an army that is crumbling. So he decides to go in there, and he makes a charge against the Corsairs with his Crypt Horrors, which is good, fine. I expected and wanted this matchup. My Corsairs can take them on, and I wasn't expecting him to roll quite so high in his Graveguard to get in, and I didn't know that he has another character in there who is quite beefy and quite killy. So he charges into my Dark Riders, and he's going to make short work of them. I lose 4 Corsairs, and I lose the entire Dark Rider unit plus my General. So what started off as me being super cocky, I got this game in the bag, to crap, there goes my General, and it's not looking so good. And if they reform, they could crash into some of my other units. On the overrun, Adam was such a good sport. Maybe another player may have said, like, oh, it would have just barely touched the tip of the Cold One Chariot. But as you can see here, there was a little bit of space, and the Cold One Chariot is a little bit angled. We both ruled, and we were like, it's close, but I don't think it catches it on their overrun. So good for sports players who are really kind. Moving the Cold One Chariot up, managed to Soul Blight this unit, get my Doomfire Warlocks out of there, and Marathi is eyeing them down for another Soul Blight and Doombolt. So here we go, Spirit Leech on that beefy killy guy who managed to kill my General, to kill him, and we do. We charge in the other Dark Riders into the Crypt Horrors. He only kills 1 Corsair, and we manage to destroy him through combat res and through our wounds. Move the Dark Shards out of the building, having found earlier the Troubadour, which I hadn't mentioned, but you'll see this unit of Dark Riders found him in this house. First roll. On a roll of a 6, you find him. So that was quite lucky. He reforms and consolidates to get more ranks. I have a couple repeater bolt thrower shots go through the flank, but a lot of them miss. That pink die cube is the Troubadour. So 3 Doom Fire Warlocks, 4 Doom Fire Warlocks. I'm still feeling pretty good, but I have the slow moving, non-marching ghouls whom my shades are just stalking from behind and taking pot shots at and killing very, very little. I have a little bit of that. He decides to charge my chariot. My chariot flees. I only managed to roll 7 total. The other dice I took away for my Swift Stride. Managed to get Soul Blight off. Or, sorry, he dispelled that, but I Doom Bolted him. Oh, he dispelled that too. Man, he's been having great luck at the dispel, but not so much on the casting. So we see Repeater Bolt Throwers whittling down that unit of ghouls. He manages to crash into my Corsairs, rolling triple sixes. That dice is mine. Triple sixes. Catches, or maybe it was just double sixes, but catches my Cold One Chariot and overruns, which is beautiful. So now he's way the heck out of there, and my fast-moving Dark Elf army is now all of a sudden being outmaneuvered by these insanely long charge-making Graveguard. But that's okay. We surround him, and he's facing the wrong way, so we Doom Bolt him again, and we Soul Blight him again, but he manages to dispel them, because he knows how deadly Soul Blight is, and then a couple Doom Bolts, or a couple Soul Blights, and then even one Doom Bolt. Not being very successful. I think going forward with the Doom Bolts, you really have to dedicate a few dice to them. I was just allocating like 2 power dice, and on a level 2 wizard, the Doomfire Warlocks, it's just not enough. I really think you need 3 to really solidify your casting value, because his dispel on a 2 dice, and he just has pretty good odds to also match it. So stuff you learn. We're encircling him there. Some more shooting, more Doom Bolts. We're taking him off. And this was last turn, and I told him, look, you haven't really had much combat this game. It's last turn. We got to wrap things up. I'm going to charge everything in. And we managed to pop them and destroy all the units, except for this unit of ghouls. They were the only things that withstood the charge. The Shades came in, Warlocks came in, Corsairs, Doomfire, Dark Riders, and Marathi. And that's the end of the game. How it looks, we managed to get off a Soul Blight just to weaken them, and they couldn't stop it, so that unit was Soul Blighted, and with that, they were just all gone. So, thanks for watching. I hope to bring you some more battle reports. I'm going to not do any more from tournaments because I need to focus. I'm instead going to be doing battle reports from my local club. It won't be for another few months though. I am finishing up school, and it is really busy with all my workload at school and work, so I need to take a few weeks off just to finish my schooling so that I can get back to doing more hobby and playing more games and learning Warhammer. Having not played it for 6 months and then going to a tournament thinking I have a stellar list. Although the list might have been great, it wasn't in the hands of the best general. So it is what it is. I'll get better. Thanks for watching.